back. I had a little hiccup. I was doing a work project and had Photoshop open, and that being such a big program caused my computer to freeze up. Having also a few other apps open. Anyway, those are rookie mistakes. So as I was saying, I am very excited about this new mod that I have. It's actually a new track that I downloaded today, which is Circuit. What is it? Autodroma Enzo Edino Ferrari, Italy. Alright, I'm not gonna do that ever again. But that is Imola. So I'm very familiar with this track, but I've never driven it in Assetto Corsa Competizione. So this is my first time, and I'm doing it in my favorite Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo. Customized color, the purple. As you can see on the screen, that is one of my favorite colors. We're just gonna jump into a race, and we're gonna do one at night. Like I said, I don't know what this track is going to be. I don't know. I've never been here on this sim, so bear with me. But I am familiar. If this doesn't go well, which I doubt it will, because you know I don't have any braking references at the moment, so trying to compete for position is going to be very difficult. When you drive with the AI up very high, like I do, you have to know the track. If not, then you'll always be in last place. So how do you avoid that? By having practice sessions, preferably in the daylight. But I just wanted to jump right into some action. I haven't driven all day. Had a couple things to do today, so now I'm back home, back in the cockpit. Brake point. Oh, that was my fault. So I'm probably gonna get a safety. Yep, safety hit for that. What you don't want to do, because you won't be able to join certain online races. Alright, so before I cause any more strife, I'm gonna quit. Because I can see right now that these guys are gonna be hitting the brakes right in front of me, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to be crashing into everyone. So I'm going to go into practice. I'm going to change my practice to 9 a.m. and we'll do it this way. Yeah, Assetto Corsa Competizione has a safety ranking, and if that safety ranking drops below a certain point, then you can forget about joining certain online servers. It's like they don't want you. So basically, track familiarity, we're gonna just try and find out where to apply our brakes for each corner. We're gonna find out the best line. So that's what we're gonna do here. Try and push the limits of the track. Oh, I'm gonna need to slow down a little bit more than that there. And in that F1 car, boy, you come around that corner, there's no braking in that first corner, and then you gotta downshift at least 4 gears to make that left corner, I mean that right corner. Okay. So again, this is my first time on Imola. Said I'm pretty familiar with the track, just not. But when I play Assetto Corsa Competizione, my DRS button is set to what is it? Engine start. Yeah. Ignition. Sorry, ignition. So that's my ignition button. So when prior to me racing, I hit my ignition button and then I turn the car on. Well, a few times while racing, I'll get into what in Formula One is the DRS zone and forget that I'm not in a Formula One car. And I'll push and cut off my ignition in the middle of a race. Here I am leading the race, or in second place, battling for position. And boom. I'm supposed to hit that bumper. I'll turn off the power to my car. And I kid you not, I've tried to cut it back on while I was driving. Try to do it, you know, seamlessly, but it does not happen. Alright, so I'm going to need to shorten my braking distance there. Or excuse me, increase my braking distance there. Oh, see, it looks like there's a series of 3 small corners there. Not corners, but like angles of the corner. And I fell for the first 2. Okay. So that corner, I'm going to have to run it a little wider. I'll show you on my way back around. Remember, this is track familiarity. Not trying to break any records or getting my personal best up right now. I just want to know where I'm at. I'm trying to let this car do the handling. Now, okay, I have to take a little bit of curb here to hit this correctly. That's a technique everyone does. See what I mean? I have to like push my braking reference back some, because I'm just coming down there. I'm not applying as much braking power as I should be, and that's because I'm not wearing sneakers. And here's that third one that I coming around this corner, but right here I have to tone it down a little bit. Now when driving, I used to get so like afraid to do laps, like time trials and whatnot. I would get so flustered and, you know, nervous, because I would think, oh man, what if I get all the way to the end of the lap and invalidate the lap, or get all the way to the end of the lap and crash, do something wrong and crash. And thought to myself one day as I was driving, because a lot of your answers will come once you're driving. I thought to myself, just execute, just do the set of rules that you set for yourself, your fundamentals. Just do your fundamentals and you will execute a lap perfectly. You have to hit your braking point. You have to hit your turning points. You have to get your shifts. And you'll be okay. As long as you have those things and you per lap you hit your checklist. Braking point, okay, now turning point, apex, downshift, apex, and I'm out. You know, as long as you keep those things in your mind, just playing in your mind, you'll be okay. But if you allow those things to go out of your mind, you're distracted, then you'll find yourself invalidating your lap at the end of the lap, and then you'll build up your an anxiety and have a lack of understanding as to why. So you definitely want to remember your fundamentals. You know, complete your turn-by-turn checklist. Now, as I start to push, I'm starting to understand that this first corner coming up is going to be a little bit difficult. Not the first corner, I'm sorry. I'll show you which corners I'm talking about. So that's corner 1, 2, 3. So these two coming up, 4 and 5, because they're pretty much high-speed corners if you nail them. But as your car begins to change grip, as your grip begins to go away, I'm gonna have to make little adjustments, maybe to my my braking, because I don't want to be getting into heated battles and then spinning out in the heat of it all on lap 5. I love getting things right. Oh my gosh. So I'm starting to make my push laps, and I kind of overshot it there, but let's just keep it going, because that corner I need an actual braking reference. Like, I can't like guess. I actually have to be right in that corner. Second corner, I have to be coming in a little bit slower. So this push lap taught me that. Gotta love racing. I wish I grew up in a household that were racing fans, you know. But being an African American, you always grow up among the typical, I don't know about, you know, now, but I'm talking about back then. You would always grow up around the typical basketball loving families and football loving families. So I grew a love for you know, for sports like, you know, football and basketball. But it was later in my life that I grew a love for motorsports. Motorsports to me is something that I love now. That's why I can sit here and do, you know, hours of laps on a virtual simulator. Even not racing anyone, I can just sit here and do lap after lap. Because I just love driving. I love the art of it. I love learning new things. And I want to share that. I would like to, you know, teach young people how to challenge themselves. Maybe if they learn to challenge themselves and overcome, you know, overcome their shortcomings in life. You know, they may overcome some things in their lives. Maybe they can be better people. Think about this. A lot of I don't know, you know, who's watching, whether you're African American or of any other, you know, origin, but a lot of African American children are diagnosed with ADD, and quite naturally with ADD we find it hard to focus. So a child may have to learn to overcome the lack of focus that he or she has. And these simulators are able to produce certain exercises that can be beneficial to a child overcoming their attention deficit disorder, or ADHD. I just wanted to see how hard I can push it, but I'm not able to put enough brakes down in that second corner, so I'm going to have to shorten the first, slow down for the first corner more. But the car can actually handle into the corner. If I had somebody watching that was a race engineer, maybe they could tell me how to save that speed and also have enough brake power to make that corner. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate your being here. Don't worry, the views are coming. The students are coming. Right now, the professor is learning. So I'm exercising my mind, exercising my brain in order to prepare myself to be able to teach the fundamentals of automotive racing to our youth. Did I do it again? Did I run wide? No, I didn't. Alright. Alright, so I'm just going to have to trail brake as a way to maintain going into that first corner. The first of the two corners at a high speed. So I'm just going to have to come around and trail brake. And that'll be my only way in while downshifting into the second corner. Trying, guys. So we are definitely getting more familiar with the track. Now I was trying to find some better lines and some more time on these laps. As you can see, we're in the green right now, and all I have to do is kind of like patch up my my mistakes. Patch up my mistakes and I am good to go. Now we are back in the red, so that means I did something wrong. I think I carried more speed into that series of corners that I was talking about. Up, invalidated the lap. Here it is, I slid out wide, not deliberately, but yeah. Of course you're gonna invalidate the lap. Race director. See how we're doing on fuel. We got enough fuel. I think it's about 12 laps of fuel left, so we are on lap number 10 now. Gotta be able to get that corner. So I'm gonna set some goals for myself. Because one of the things that happens, one of the things I tend to do is I'll drive very hard, as I can. And what that would do is it would take away smoothness. And here it is, I'm no longer gripping, but I'm rally driving down the track. As opposed to obtaining so much grip, getting that, I don't know, it's like I see grip in a weird way. I don't feel like going into it right now because I actually went into it in another video and I don't feel like stumbling over my thoughts. Why? I just kind of threw myself into that. Boy, that was a mess. So what I can do next time is I can just, you know, apply my brakes and go into it normally, as opposed to trying something a little bit different. I did this by accident. That was an accident. I missed my brake zone, my brake point talking. It's another thing you gotta look out for. I sure do miss having triple monitors. Now that I'm using the 49-inch ultra wide, I do miss my triples. They were natural, like they just felt like what you would see, as opposed to having just a big windscreen and no side for peripheral vision. Even with the VR, which I do have, I don't like to run VR for Assetto, Corsa, Competizione. I'll just say ACC for short, since most of you guys watching pretty much know what I'm talking about. Running ACC, I like to run the 49-inch over the VR. One big thing is I haven't been able to find the proper VR settings for ACC. The best VR settings I've found are on Automobilistas 2. And anytime I try and I have somebody over and they say, "Hey, can I try your VR?" I say, "Sure." I'll put them on AMS 2. That way, they can get that real feel. You know, they're looking in the back seat of their cars. They're looking at all of the fire hydrants and all of the things that are in the car. People love that. Upsetting the car like crazy. So finding the limits to the track requires a lot of discipline. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm still trying to gain that discipline, because quite naturally you just want to go fast. You want to win. You want the timer, the track time numbers to be as low as possible. You know, you want to jump curves. You want to take shortcuts, legal shortcuts, but you want to take shortcuts. And in doing that, I find out within myself that I do it too much. Prior to learning the correct lines and the correct, the proper way around the track. That's a little bit of a confession for myself. So I'll do a lot worse before I get a lot better. But once I get better, then I'm good. Once I start to pass that, it's like being at -5, having to get to 0 again. I have to get to 0, and then once I get past 0, that's it. I'm not coming back down. Let's get there. I wish I didn't hit the bumper just there. Feel like I would have done a lot better. As you can see, I'm losing a lot of time right there in this hairpin. Not a lot of time, but I'm losing time. I wonder if we have good telemetry data in this in ACC. I didn't know. Over the hills. Right. Every now and again you see me look this way. I'm just making sure my children don't scare the bejesus out of me. When I'm focused like this and a child walks up out of the dark. Oh my god, dude. If you like what you see, please support. All of my my support links are in the bio. In the description. What did they say? The description below. There we go. Let's take this thing with a little bit more sense. Come on, hairpin. Be good to me. That's a lot better actually. We didn't lose any time. I was at point 23, came out point 24, and now so I'm realizing that this track is better attacked by well, probably every track, but by preloading. Like, oh, preloading the car suspension? No. Preloading the your techniques going into each corner. Uh-oh. I hit that one wrong and lost all my time. Actually, you know what I did? I didn't break at the same point I did before. Alright, let's see if we can take what we learned. Oh, look at that. Still finishing the green. Oh, yeah, nah, that's not happening. Did that on purpose. Alright, so let's just take a look at our telemetry data, if we have that. Yes, I would like to return the garage. So here's my timetables. Alright, which one is my best lap? Okay. So 149. 149.260 is my best lap. And I've only gotten progressively... I got really worse and then started to make my way back up slightly. A little bad, then slightly. That's because I started introducing new things, or I started trying to correct things. You try to correct things, then you know you got to give room for a bad correction. I say, hey, I'm gonna apply my brakes a little sooner, and then you realize by doing that you apply them too sooner, or you know. So you got to give yourself that. You know, as long as I don't see like 4 plus 3 seconds again, which I don't see past, you know, that initial try after my best lap. So you kind of got to be, you kind of have to, you know, realize what's going on with your times. Now, as far as telemetry data goes, I don't see a telemetry screen on ACC. But I do have an app that I use that I can open now, which I'm going to open now. I'm going to take the information that you see pop up here. Okay, it looks like it popped up in the correct place on the second monitor. And these, I'm just going to close these for now. Alright, so Imola, it's up. We're gonna open up the I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing here. So this is the app. I'm going to open my telemetry, which is our graph, as you can see. So the telemetry data is a graph that basically it breaks down your lap, whether it breaks it down in a few different ways. So right here you see me. This is the distance. So the full grid of the full length of the telemetry data sheet is the full length of the track. Alright, now within the telemetry you get like gearing, you get your what is this, steering. I don't know, they have multiple steering inputs. Okay, so multiple steering inputs. So when you turn left, your line is gonna go up, you know, as when you see like on the you know, like a little what do you call that, seismograph, let's just say. It's gonna go up. When you turn right, it'll go below the line. So that'll show you what your steering was. Now your speed, you'll also see it'll be documented by either, you know, lines going up or down. It's basically a line graph, short and sweet. Throttle responses, etc. So we'll just throw this back up on the second monitor, and then we'll run it, see how we do, maybe a few laps. We'll cut my car off. So we're gonna run it a few laps.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Too early on the turn in. Tires are cold blue right now. That means they are freezing. Time to try and break the world record first lap miles. So, real quick, just to show you guys what the telemetry data has on it. Oh, it's gonna pop up behind. I shouldn't have done that. But the telemetry data is gonna, which pops up behind our screen. Oh, here it is. This is the telemetry data. This is what it looks like, and this kind of tells your story of your laps so far. So I can, you know, make it a little smaller. And this is like sector 1, sector 2, and sector 3. So you have pretty much 3 sectors to the track. So as you can see, this is going to show my my gearing. Alright, I'm going up in gears, going down in gears, holding it on the straight, going up in gears, going down in gears. So basically I'm entering the corners. My speed is going to vary. Let's see. My throttle inputs, throttle, high, let go. Catch it. Throttle, high, let go, throttle, let go, throttle, let go. So that is also showing you each time I get into the corners. So I'm going to put that back up there again. So basically the good thing about telemetry data is it shows you lap comparisons. And you can say within yourself, hey man, I need to put the brakes on a little bit earlier in that corner. Or I need to get back on the throttle a little bit earlier in that corner. Race car drivers, you have to have a good memory. If not, well, I'm not gonna give you the if not. A race car driver has to have a good memory because you have to know how you were positioned. You have to know how to repeat those steps of your lap. You have to be able to replicate those things. And I heard that from Formula One data collectors. That's why they like sim racers so much. They like sim racers to run their. They want sim racers to run their sims because they're able to replicate lap after lap. And that's so valuable because if I replicate the same lap and then they come back and say I want you to do everything normal the same, but I want you to introduce this, I'm able to introduce a certain technique or a certain factor to the lap that, you know, us normal guys may look at and go, how on earth am I supposed to remember all of this? They're gonna just get it. Forgive me if I lose track of thought at times because it's not my ADD, right? It's actually just the fact that I'm trying to execute some laps and trying to remember where to put my braking on. So basically, I'm trying to sum up our track familiarity lesson. Remember, this is my first day on Imola, so you know you definitely want to. Give some type of, you know, so give me a break, in other words. Definitely want to give me a break. Because the speed is coming. And eventually, it'll be nightmare quick. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to say that. I race guys online that, I mean, I'm Automobilistas 2 running VR. I was like number 8 in the world ranking. I'm so happy about that. I finally get into the room with these guys who are number 1. And let me tell you, they make your number 8 look like you might as well be number 80. I'm telling you. These guys look like they eat, sleep, and breathe sim racing. To which I know a lot of people have different schedules. So they're able to devote more time, or they have more drive in them. You know, maybe they have more friends. Maybe their area, their neighborhood, their country is big in the motorsport. So they have that push of excellence. You know, they have that push to be like devout. So. That lap up. So once we're done, alright, so I'm basically gonna take this time to go and read my telemetry data. Just a quick, let's see if we can get it back in the front. Let's see. Okay. So, really quick. Do I want to go to gearing? No, I don't want to go to gearing. I like to go to throttle and braking, which is not really depicted on here really well. Please forgive me. I thought that this telemetry app would actually be pretty good. Uh, let's see. Let's take everything off of here except for brake. Okay, braking. See, braking is all the way up here when it's supposed to be somewhere else. So I couldn't tell if it was there or not. I'm gonna put time up there. Steering, I'm gonna take off. So throttle and braking. Alright, so for my braking, let's see, I think red is my best lap. No blue lap there. Yeah, I don't understand, because this is supposed to be showing me a lot more information. So actually, I'm just gonna close this until I'm used to Assetto Corsa, just the regular Assetto Corsa. They have a telemetry app that is just pretty accurate, really, really good. Now,
Low tire pressure, stay
Competizione,
clear of the curbs.
on the other hand, does not have the amount of apps that Assetto Corsa has on it. Alright, so I'm gonna take this time to go race. Let's have a race. Let's just see if my lines are worth anything. You had a lot of practice, maybe what, 20 laps? I'll say maybe a little bit less. I don't want to race at night. Give us a daytime start. 10-minute race. Let's do 5 because it's very late. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Thank you for watching. Seriously.
Going double file.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules. The world is full of entertainment. YouTube, of course. Facebook. Many other different platforms that you could be scrolling down when you're on YouTube with me, on PremierVRA Academy's page. I just give a little bit of heat into the brakes. I mean, it does this little something, as you can see, or can you see? Oh, you probably can't see past my cameras, but my rear brakes are blue. But by me doing this, my
Green light,
front
blue
brakes are
again.
green now. I have a little bit of heat in them, so it should help me on the braking. I definitely don't want to give up this inside line. Okay, so as you see, AI comes through here a lot more cautious than I was, because in the practice session I was pushing the limits so much. But you always want to see how the AI takes their lines, because most likely their line is the best line, and if not, then it'll be very similar to the correct line. And if you think AI sucks, put AI up. Put AI all the way up, as high as you can. And then you tell me if they suck. What's going on here? Got a little bit of lag. I don't know what that was about. AI will teach you how to be smooth. You'll be like, oh man, I'm all over the place. These guys are like coming in their corners nice and easy, having really nice exits. So
We're halfway through. Keep pushing.
oh, it's a 5-minute race. I'm saying to myself, how? Now on every track there is a certain place that you may consider overtaking. I don't believe any of these corners coming up are to be considered for overtaking, especially here, because it is just nowhere to run. Now I could imagine turn 1 for overtaking. I think turn 1 would be a very ideal place for overtaking, but you have to probably be up on this bumper. Maybe coming down here, but you have to be on his inside because there's no other way out. So I'd get up behind him like this.
Fastest lap of the race. Great job.
So I have the fastest lap of the race. I'm gonna just come down on his inside.
Car on the right.
And
Clear on
as
the
I
right.
was saying, overtaking to the first corner is the most practical. Every track has a point where you would consider overtaking. A lot of them, when you run Formula cars, like Formula 1 cars, they're on the straight, DRS zone. You get close enough to a person, then you hit your DRS, and then you're out. But for us guys that in GT cars, pretty much don't have any of that. Oh, little overshoot. Let's get back on the track. The only reason is I didn't get on the brake as hard as I should have. So this is the last lap of the race. We may not get on that podium, however, unless this guy crashes. Okay, we're not going to get near the podium running this wide. Okay, I thought I was going to be passed at least by 2 cars.
The leader is finished.
So we did get the fastest lap of the race. That's a plus. We placed 4. That's a plus. We were able to get a pass going. That's another plus. A legal pass. What else? Our constant pushing of the track limits came in handy when it came down to some of the corners that the AI put the brakes on a little more harshly than we have. So that's track familiarity right there. I said, what's track familiarity? That's actually the name of the lesson that I'm going to be teaching. Is getting my youth to understand the track before they get into a race. Understanding the limits. I want to know, where are we braking? What is your turning point? What else? Brake for brake. I want to know how far can we push the car in certain corners. And you get that. Get that by sometimes tossing the car just alright, so let's just take a look at our replay. Speed this thing up a little bit. These guys out like they ain't got nobody watching. Again, yes, we are the purple Lamborghini. As we come around for that race start. I told you I couldn't allow these guys to get down on my inside corner, so I took the inside line. Okay, so it looks like I didn't do good braking there because as you can see, the car ahead of me, he transitioned right through the corner so smoothly. With me, I put the brakes on just a little bit too hard. Excellent. thing I like about watching replays is like when you see it, you're like, oh man, is that me? You know, as your car is clipping the apex, you're like, oh man, this is actually cool. Yeah, it's like you're watching, you know, a series on TV. I want to just fast forward to the part where I was able to pass this guy. Let's see, I'm still behind. Okay, I think I initiated the pass at that point. So let's just go back until we see the Aston. There we are, right at the beginning. I should have known. So look at how I put the pressure on them, going into lap one. Going into turn one. Let's watch that again. We're gonna watch this come down the straight. So I was telling you guys that in order to, you have to realize that on each track there are certain places where you will more likely initiate a pass. And I knew that going into corner one, that he would eventually have to, he'd take the outside line because he's going to try and take the most efficient line, which is he's going to have to position himself on the all the way to the right of the track. And as you see, I faked him, went into the inside of him, and then I knew he was going to hit the brakes, and see that? It's done seamlessly. That little fake is a secret that I do. When I know a guy is going to defend himself, I'll throw myself to the opposite end that I want to be on and cause him, or let's say a more undisciplined racer, I cause them to make the opposite move. And they usually, by doing that, make the move that I would like them to make. Then I can just make sure I hit my brakes at the right time. If they're fair, they'll allow the move to happen. But if they're not fair, then they'll usually like try and bump you off. Just watching this, man, I say to myself, I love sim racing. Alright guys, so it's getting late. I just wanted to show you how I get familiar with the track and introduce you to one of our lesson plans, which is going to be called Track Familiarity. So continue to tune in to PremierVRA Academy, just to, you know, learn a little bit. I mean, we learn together. That's what this is all about. I'm not putting myself above anyone as a driver, but we are learning together. So if you're watching and you're saying this guy's slow, that's fine. You know, I'm gonna be slow to someone, you know, or to some groups of people, because some people have been doing this for quite some time. we are going to learn together, and together we're going to take what we learn and we're going to pass that down to those that are coming up behind us. That's the idea. So continue to tune in. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to support, hit the like and subscribe. You can also support by any of my sites that I have there. I have a GoFundMe started. I have a you can Cash App me, or you can PayPal or Venmo. So I do have a few different outlets for you to do that. So if you want to support me, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks guys.